Let's talk a little Husker volleyball with Ana Bellinghausen here from Hurrdat Sports. Ana, what's going on?
Okay, I'm looking at this lower third here. Can bench press 225 15 times. Oh man, what year is that from?
Listen,
hey, easy beasy, you work with these yahoos, you get it. Like
I love it.
they're very creative folks, very, and you can't put those two together either. I mean, it's just
No.
it's foolishness galore.
Oh yeah, my office is right across the way from them, so I hear it all.
I couldn't imagine. Bless your heart.
I gotta shut my door. I shut my door for this reason specifically.
I'm a little surprised you didn't shut their door. Just be like, hey, you guys just stay in there. You guys,
Yeah,
your little closet and hang out there.
way better idea.
Ana, this weekend obviously got the Nebraska volleyball season off to a start with, I don't know how else to put it, a couple dominating performances made a couple really good volleyball teams look pretty average.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at all just at how good Nebraska looked just immediately, considering the coaching change and everything that happened this offseason?
I would say yes and no. The part that doesn't surprise me is the depth of this team and the talent. We knew that coming in, right? But also there's still nerves, and you're playing at Pinnacle Bank Arena. There's 15,000 plus fans there. They got the light show going on. I've been to Final Fours. It felt like a Final Four atmosphere right off the bat. I mean, you've been in preseason camp for, the past few weeks officially, and then you're kind of just thrown right into the fire. So that part, yes, did surprise me with just how well everything was executed from, Bergen, getting everybody involved, just the distribution of her, and then just the stars shine. And the newcomers did too, including Ali Check last night, which was really impressive. The Baylor transfer, I think she really showed what she can do and what she's capable of. But yeah, yes and no surprise, not surprised because we know the talent coming into this. They have that number one preseason ranking for a reason, and they showed it this weekend.
Yeah, it's almost it's. I was telling Ravi, when you have the expectations, it's hard not to fast forward to the end because they're going to be judged on whether they win a championship or not. But they are uniquely built. Not only do they have a fresh set of eyes with DBK kind of at the helm, but I mean, for as much as you still have a Check and Adriano and how they use the two and what are they going to do opposite and, hitting out of the back and versatility. If you give yourself a chance to not fast forward, if the day-to-day is still grimy too, right? Is that kind of what we're banking on with this team, that they're not going to see the end of the rainbow because the day-to-day could be it could be a lot of rigor.
Well, I think what will make this team successful down the stretch, because yeah, you can have all the talent in the world, but what matters is, are these girls pushing each other in practice, and are they not afraid to try to win spots, right? Nobody's backing down. For example, Ali Check and Virginia Adriano, DB, you already brought it up. That battle at opposite is going to be ongoing throughout the year. You still have Ryan Hunter, who's a freshman, we've yet to see if she's redshirting or not. So there's already so much competition in that gym. The outsides, I mean, Danny said it herself, I want to play everybody on this team. And like, if I'm a Nebraska volleyball player, that's instilling to me, hey, my spot is not guaranteed on this team, because I know the freshmen, I know the transfers that are in here, they're all pushing me to be the best that I can be. So I think that's what's going to serve this team so well down the road, is literally just their depth. I mean, there's 17 strong on this team. All 17 players could play. I think the B team, and I'm saying B team in quotes, could be a top 10 team in the nation too. Like, there's so much talent on this roster. You can't take a day off. And I think that's what's going to push them and propel them throughout the season.
I was explaining to Ravi, sometimes like a fresh set of eyes may be just what the doctor ordered, even though you're losing a Hall of Fame coach like Coach Cook, because of the way this roster is constructed, right? I mean, you probably always feel from a depth standpoint that you're always in the hunt because DBK is very versatile, especially offensively, right? Whether she can set the middle, she's going to play strengths depends. She can play offense out of the back. Like, if you know that she's going to play matchups, like, that's going to just naturally keep you engaged, right, for a team like this?
Oh, 100%. And like I mentioned, she wants to play everybody on this team. If it was up to her, she probably wouldn't have anybody redshirt, because she wants to see how much talent there is. And obviously, like, yes, there probably will be red shirts down the road, but that is just how much talent DBK has to work with. And I think I mean, yeah, she showed it. She started Allie one match, started Virginia the other, and there was no like rhyme or reason. She kind of was just like, hey, I wanted to give them both an opportunity. I mean, imagine just having that flexibility as a coach to be like
against top level opponents.
Yeah, against a top 6 team and a top 3 team in the nation, be like, oh no, today I feel like starting this player. But that's just because of the talent that's been built up. And to your point about Cook leaving, like it is a fresh new perspective for that team. And I think that can be very welcomed in that gym, especially when you're reaching the primes of those players too. Like what new things can we throw at you? Because I think Harper Murray told me this in our preseason interview. She's like, I might not get, technically better at volleyball, but what I can be better at is my leadership on the court. So she knows like there's a peak for all athletes, right? And so like you might not be necessarily getting better. I mean, over time, when you have a skill that you've mastered, you technically decline in skill, right? So I think having a new thing to challenge her, and that being DBK and the flexibility in the gym, the new drills, I think the offense is a faster tempo. Bergen's being pushed even more, especially by Campbell Flynn, who we know is not going to redshirt this season. Like that has to just add just more fuel to the fire for that team of just so many options. But yeah, DBK is definitely a fresh new perspective. And it was so awesome just seeing her sit there and kind of smile at this team and being like, yeah, we're good.
I was joking with Jay Johnson yesterday. Well, I was probably joking. She probably was like, this dude is crazy and I just want to eat my breakfast. But I was talking about the entrances and the electricity in the building and how the sport is just kind of, I mean, it is its own rock star. It's a deal now, a total vibe. And she's just talking about the level of competition from, even a couple of years ago when she started to like where it is now. And I just got to thinking on my way leaving, I'm like, we legitimately saw multiple player of the year candidates, and a few of them are within 45 miles of each other in the state of Nebraska. You look at Ava Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make the case she was as good as anybody over the weekend individually. And it's like just the depth locally is pretty impressive for the growth of the sport.
No, it's ridiculous how much talent is in the state of Nebraska. I don't have the number in front of me, but I think Stu Pospisil pulled how many Division I athletes in volleyball there are that have come from Nebraska. And it's impressive just how much talent is here. It's a hotbed, and not only does it attract talent in the state, but also, those players are going elsewhere and getting more Power 5 opportunities. So it's awesome that the talent in the state has been recognized. You bring up Ava Martin. She's not from Nebraska, but still, bringing that talent to the state, there's a reason why players want to play here in Nebraska, whether it's Creighton, Omaha, Nebraska, Wayne State, Kearney. Like you look across the state, like every volleyball program in this state is good. And I think there's just a standard of excellence here. And I think that goes all the way back to what Terry Pettit did in setting the standard at Nebraska. Like you just know if you're playing volleyball in the state, it's going to be good. And yeah, I think Ava Martin is one of the most underappreciated players in the nation. Like her name needs to be said 10 times more this year because she's an incredible athlete. And I mean, Brian Rosen, the new Creighton head coach, even said it after the matchup against Penn State, like, hey, Ava was the best player on the court and they're the reigning champs.
Yeah, and that was against – I'm inclined to agree. Like, I look at the difference. I was looking at Penn hitters, and I look at Pitt, and maybe it was because they played Nebraska, but Ava Martin doesn't have to take a backseat to anybody. But
no, yeah.
Player of the years or not, like, she's the real deal.
She is. I'm really excited for the Blue Jays this season too, and Brian Rose. And speak of another new, fresh perspective too. It was cool to see Coach Booth sitting and watching and just cheering on our team. But I know that squad is just loving what Brian Rosen has brought to this team. I mean, he's ran practices the past few years, so they're used to him already. So I think it's going to be a really exciting year for both those squads.
And I mentioned the Penn State Creighton matchup a little bit there. I'm curious if you thought that told you more about Penn State and where they're at and whether they might be able to siphon some of those first place votes off of Nebraska, or if it told you more about Creighton and maybe them not being – I mean, when the preseason poll came out, I thought 12 was maybe a little high for Creighton. I was thinking more late teens, considering what they're replacing. But who do you think you learn more about there?
That's a great question. I think, I mean, this is a cop-out answer, but both. I really do think Penn State is going to be Nebraska's biggest competition this year. I don't think that's any secret. And the Big Ten runs through Nebraska and Penn State this season, no doubt. I think we saw all the question marks answered with Penn State and what they lost from last year, but their returners are great, and their coach is just so confident in that team, and I think you saw that with, sweeping Creighton. But I will say, like, the Blue Jays put up a fight. They were right there. And, I mean, they took that Penn State team to 5 sets last year and just missed out on the Final Four. They wanted to get that revenge, unfortunately fell short. But Creighton, I think, once they get a few more matches under their belt, I mean, they have Texas up next, who's the number 5.
Nice scheduling with Wisconsin and Texas coming.
No, it's hilarious because Rosen said it afterwards. He's like, I don't know what crazy person scheduled this, but she was in the building tonight, obviously referring to Coach Booth. But yeah, that was the parting gift that she left Brian Rosen. But that's going to tell you a lot about this team. So I don't know if that match will dictate how Creighton season's going to go. I mean, I think the match was a lot closer than seeing a sweep on paper. I think they were right there in terms of talent with Penn State. And like we mentioned, I truly do think Ava Martin was the best player between both those teams.
I think it's unfortunate, but my biggest takeaway is Coach Fisher's personality for Pitt. I'm like, if any team reflects their coach's personality, it's got to be Pitt. He was all over the place. And there was a point, AZBZ, where I was like, is this a bit? Or is he really like that? But his team plays like that too. It was a heck of an environment to kind of just learn how people handle the cinema of it.
Hey, I'm all for more emotions in college volleyball. Like, give me all the smack talk, give me all the stare downs. Like, we don't need to throw, I mean, there's no penalty flags, but we don't need to throw any penalty flags out there. Like, I want to see that competitive fire that we get in football, basketball, etc. I want to see that in volleyball because it's such a growing sport and it's so fun to watch. Like, it is one of the best sports for television, truly. And I think we saw that over this weekend. It's on Fox, it's on ESPN. This coming weekend, it's on ABC for Nebraska and Kentucky. Like, the growth is incredible, but like, I'm all for the personalities. Like, give me all of it. I'm here.
I've said this, Shane, for how long? I don't know, maybe double-digit years. When volleyball is played at a high level, it is aesthetically the most pleasing sport to watch on television. It is absolutely incredible when it's played at a high level. I mean,
and maybe the sport that's the best both in person and on TV.
Yeah. Oh, it sure. Yeah, it probably belongs in that discussion.
I mean, it translates very well in both formats.
Yeah, I just like to watch Andy Jackson just jump over my head. It's pretty impressive.
That's Ana Bellinghausen, Hurrdat Sports. We will talk to you again soon. Ana, appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, AB.
See ya.